Within 5 miles of where you're sitting right now, there's a criminal network earning more per day than most people make in a year. £8.2 billion annually, more than Netflix's global revenue. They operate in 156 countries, from New York to Tokyo, Sydney to São Paulo, Toronto to Mumbai. They've recruited 47,000 people across North America, Europe, Asia and Australia in just 3 years. Their profit margins average 2,847%, making them statistically the most profitable organization in human history. Right now, as you watch this in London, Los Angeles, Berlin or Melbourne, they're processing 847 new applications. They're moving £2.3 million worth of product across continents. They're planning expansions into 12 new territories from their headquarters in London. The FBI knows about them. Europol has documented their operations. The Australian Federal Police have active investigations. RCMP in Canada is tracking them. They can't stop them. Every intervention has made them stronger. This investigation took me 11 months, cost £47,000, and nearly got me killed twice. What I discovered isn't just crime. It's evolution that started in London and conquered the world. This is how London became the capital of the world's first digital criminal empire, and how it spread to your city. October 2018. Marcus Chen, 16, from Tottenham, posts a 47-second Instagram video counting £23,000 in cash. 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. The money wasn't even his biggest score that week. It was just what he had lying around his bedroom. By Thursday, 2.4 million views from viewers across the globe, London, Manchester, Birmingham, but also New York, Toronto, Berlin, Amsterdam, Sydney. But here's what changed everything. Within 72 hours, Marcus received 847 direct messages from 6 continents. 312 were job applications from people in the UK, US, Canada and Australia wanting to work for him. 156 were rival gangs from European cities trying to recruit him. 89 were international criminal organizations from Albania, Turkey, Colombia and Romania offering partnerships. A 16-year-old with a smartphone had accidentally proven that social media could scale criminal influence internationally faster than any method in history. Marcus realized something that would terrorize law enforcement agencies from Scotland Yard to the FBI. You don't need territory to have power anymore. You just need a global audience. Within 6 months, the Mali boys developed the world's first criminal social media strategy. They hired actual digital marketers, graduates from universities in London, Manchester, and even international students from American and Canadian schools who couldn't find legitimate work. They studied engagement algorithms like a Silicon Valley startup. The results were staggering and international. December 2018, 340,000 followers across platforms from 47 countries. Monthly recruitment increased 1,247% with applications from North America to Australia. Revenue jumped from £50,000 to £2.3 million monthly. Geographic reach expanded from 3 London boroughs to operations in 47 cities across Europe, North America and Australia. They had discovered that crime could go viral globally, and once that genie was out of the bottle, there was no putting it back. What I'm about to tell you is documented in internal communications seized by the Metropolitan Police. Communications that reveal how these criminals think about technology. The Mali boys didn't just stumble into social media success. By early 2019, they had reverse-engineered the algorithms controlling what you see on every major platform. By July 2019, they were running social media operations that most Fortune 500 marketing departments couldn't match. Content calendars planned 6 months ahead. /B testing protocols that would make Netflix jealous. Engagement optimization that increased their reach by 2,340% in 8 months. But here's what made investigators from the Met Police to the FBI physically sick. They were using these algorithms to coordinate real crimes internationally. A drill music video posted in London could trigger coordinated drug operations in Birmingham within 4 hours, but also activate networks in Detroit, Toronto, and Berlin by the same evening. An Instagram story from Manchester could initiate money laundering sequences in Glasgow, but simultaneously start cryptocurrency transfers in New York and Sydney, could activate weapon distribution networks spanning from Dublin to Amsterdam to Montreal overnight. They had weaponized the same systems that show you cooking videos and dog memes. The algorithms deciding what appears in your feed, whether you're in London, Los Angeles, Toronto, Sydney, or Berlin, were being gamed by criminal organizations to coordinate international illegal activities in real time across continents. September 2019, Marcus Chen, shot dead outside McDonald's in North London. His death was live-streamed. His killers filmed it. Within 6 hours, that footage had 4.7 million views across platforms. The Mali boys realized something that should keep you awake at night. Violence wasn't just profitable anymore. It was viral, and viral meant scalable. This created an arms race of escalation that transformed London's criminal landscape forever. Every organization started competing for digital attention. Each group needed more shocking content to maintain their audience. Social media had turned crime into a performance that demanded increasingly extreme acts. But the Mali boys had created something they couldn't control internationally. Other gangs from New York to Berlin weren't just copying their digital strategies, they were improving them and sharing innovations globally. The Albanian networks brought international connections spanning from London to New York, direct relationships with South American cartels, established corruption networks spanning governments from the United Kingdom to Canada to Australia. They could move cocaine from Colombia to London, Toronto, or Sydney in 72 hours with 97% success rate. Turkish organized crime families added logistics sophistication across Europe and North America. Transportation networks developed during decades of political instability. They could move products, money, and people across international borders from London to Los Angeles, Berlin to Toronto, with efficiency rivaling Amazon's supply chain. Romanian cybercrime groups contributed digital expertise operating from Bucharest to Boston, advanced hacking capabilities, cryptocurrency laundering systems, and deep web operations that made previous criminal tech look primitive, serving networks from London to Melbourne. Eastern European trafficking networks provided specialized services spanning continents, human resources, document forgery, and money laundering infrastructure operating simultaneously across 34 countries from the UK to the US, Canada to Australia. By 2020, London had become the testing ground for criminal organizations combining the worst innovations from multiple international criminal traditions with cutting-edge digital technologies, but the model was being replicated in major cities worldwide. They had created a monster that was about to evolve beyond anything law enforcement had ever imagined. These aren't gangs anymore, they're corporations, criminal corporations with organizational charts that would make McKinsey consultants jealous. Let me read you excerpts from actual internal documents seized during Operation Venetic, the largest criminal investigation in British history. Third quarter revenue targets, £47 million across 23 operational sectors. Marketing spend, £2.3 million focused on 16 to 24 demographic engagement. R&D budget, £890,000 for next-generation encryption technology development. R&D budgets larger than tech startups, human resources departments with recruitment targets and performance analytics. Their organizational structure is more sophisticated than most FTSE 100 companies. Chief executive roles with clearly defined responsibilities spanning multiple criminal sectors. Marketing departments staffed by university-educated specialists with legitimate advertising experience. IT departments running 24/7 cybersecurity operations, protecting criminal communications. Finance departments managing international money laundering across 67 countries. Operations departments coordinating activities across 47 countries in real-time. Human resources departments handling recruitment, training, and employee benefits. The largest network investigators identified has 12,847 active employees. They provide health insurance through shell companies. They have pension schemes managed by legitimate financial advisors. They offer career development programs with promotion pathways from street-level operations to international management. They're criminal organizations providing better employee benefits than most legitimate employers. But their real innovation will blow your mind. They created the world's first criminal franchise system. Actual intercepted text messages between franchise operators. Franchise fee received. Sending comprehensive operations manual and starter kit via encrypted channels. Your designated territory covers postcodes SE1 through SE28. Monthly revenue target, £340,000 minimum. Support team assigned for first 90 days. They were literally running criminal McDonald's with territories, targets, and operational manuals. They even had franchise discovery days, actual recruitment events where potential criminal entrepreneurs would be pitched investment opportunities with PowerPoint presentations and business projections. By 2021, 847 active franchises operating across the UK and Europe. Each franchise employed an average of 23 people. Total workforce, over 19,000 people. That's larger than British Airways. More profitable than most major banks. More efficient than Amazon's logistics network. While these criminal networks innovated at Silicon Valley speed, British law enforcement remained stuck in the 20th century. The technological gap isn't just significant, it's insurmountable with current resources and approaches. Prison systems designed as punishment became criminal universities. Gang members from different organizations shared knowledge, formed alliances, developed new strategies. Instead of deterring crime, imprisonment became postgraduate education for career criminals. When released, these individuals returned with expanded skill sets from multiple criminal specializations, international connections spanning dozens of countries, sophisticated operational knowledge impossible to acquire individually, enhanced recruitment capabilities and management experience. The networking opportunities were unprecedented. A drug dealer from London sharing cells with money launderers from Glasgow, human traffickers from Liverpool, cyber criminals from Birmingham, international smugglers from various networks. They were essentially creating taxpayer-funded criminal think tanks that generated innovation faster than legitimate businesses. By 2020, something extraordinary had happened. Complete integration of international criminal capabilities centered in London. Albanian organized crime families didn't compete with British gangs. They became their wholesale suppliers and international partners. They brought genuine international infrastructure, direct relationships with South American drug cartels bypassing traditional routes, established smuggling corridors across Europe with 97% success rates, corruption networks embedded in multiple government agencies, money laundering systems spanning dozens of countries and currencies. Turkish organized crime families added logistics capabilities that made Amazon's supply chain look amateur. Transportation networks developed during decades of regional instability. Document forgery operations producing papers indistinguishable from legitimate documents. Real estate investments providing operational bases across Europe. Legitimate business fronts in construction, hospitality, and transportation. The perfect criminal ecosystem emerged. British gangs provided digital innovation, algorithm manipulation, and local market knowledge. Albanian families handled international supply chains, cartel relationships, and wholesale distribution. Turkish networks managed logistics, money laundering, and operational security. Eastern European contacts offered specialized services, additional workforce, and technical expertise. They had created the world's most successful criminal corporation by combining the best innovations from multiple criminal traditions with cutting-edge digital technologies. Here's the truth no politician wants to acknowledge. We're not winning this fight. We're not even competing effectively. Every metric demonstrates these criminal networks growing stronger, more sophisticated, and more profitable year after year, while traditional law enforcement struggles with budget cuts and outdated methods. Traditional law enforcement was designed for a world where criminals operated locally, used simple communication methods, and had limited organizational capabilities. That world no longer exists. Modern criminal networks operate globally, use cutting-edge technologies, and have organizational sophistication that makes Fortune 500 companies look disorganized. While governments debate policy and law enforcement agencies struggle with budget constraints, these networks continue expanding, innovating, and recruiting at unprecedented scales. What started in London has become the blueprint for international organized crime. Criminal organizations across dozens of countries are implementing these digital-first methodologies. The techniques pioneered by teenage gang members in North London are now operational standards for criminal networks from Tokyo to São Paulo. If this opened your eyes to how fundamentally organized crime has evolved in the digital age, subscribe for more investigations into the criminal enterprises operating in plain sight around the world. Share this video. More people need to understand the reality we're facing before these networks become too powerful to challenge. The conversation about how society responds to these evolved criminal organizations affects everyone. Your thoughts in the comments help shape how we understand and discuss these challenges, because understanding the problem is the first step toward developing solutions that might actually work.